Hey, welcome to the Part of the Culture podcast. I'm here with my little brother Josh, coach at San Jose Barbell and a personal
What's
trainer. Probably does many other things. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your Saturday morning?
It's dope. I started my Saturday super early actually. Like I woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah,
I don't even know why, but I just woke up and then I was like, okay, like since I'm up, might as well just get things done. So I just started my day off.
that's cool, man. Anything productive that you got done?
Got a couple of posts done for the day, and then that's pretty much the big things I did so far.
You should write a little. Have you written any ebooks or anything?
No, I haven't, not yet.
I would take this time, bro. I would drop a little ebook, man. I would. It's not hard, bro. I have a
I'm
cool.
down. I could totally do that. I've been
Yeah.
seeing like your videos on like how to make the ebooks and everything too.
I'm gonna start doing a series on free little tidbits on how to do it. But I think right now everyone has time, and
Yeah.
it's a huge way to help your brand and help people grow. Which is how we can transition into this episode. So Josh has been doing like movement of the days during this coronavirus pandemic, and I really respect what he's doing. And me and Josh had a quick conversation before we hopped on the show about one of my keys to success is if you want to get healthy, help other people get healthy. And so one of the things that I personally feel I've been lacking in this pandemic is like body weight movements and things. I have been going on walks. I have been going on runs, but I
Yeah.
haven't done any type of push-ups. I haven't done any type of stretching. I did maybe like 5 minutes of yoga, but that's over this whole month period. So that doesn't really count. So I wanted to talk about why you do the movement of the day, and just kind of your thoughts on the whole process of movement and just any thoughts you have.
Yeah, no, I got you. So I actually started the movement of the day like way before the coronavirus started happening. I just started honestly because Alj,
Yeah.
he told me like, oh, you should start doing something like this. He's like, just try to do once every week, and to see how it goes. Just because like on my Instagram, I was posting videos of me lifting, things like that. But I didn't really have anything where I was giving value.
Yeah.
So I decided to start doing it. And then one of my like biggest things is if I make something a habit, like it's super easy for me to stick to and just do it like all the time.
For sure.
So I decided to do it every day versus just doing it once a week, just
Yeah.
because then I knew like I would be able to do it consistent. Um, I'll be able to make way more content. And then also like that's just gonna be the easiest way for me to like get all of it done. And there's so many movements that like that's pretty why I decided to start the movement of the
Yeah. You're breaking up just a little bit.
day and every movement that came to my mind. Yeah. But yeah, I just started making like any movement that came to my mind. Then I started transitioning it to even like workouts of the day
Yeah.
that people could do. Because honestly, one of the things I noticed when I was first starting getting into like working out and everything is like I never realized that like I could get everything done at my house. Like I always thought like I need a gym. I need to have weights. Like I need all this stuff. If I'm limited to this stuff, then I'm not gonna be able to get as strong as possible. So
Yeah.
then I started making like work videos. So like even if someone does have a gym, like they still could get a workout in. Plus like all my friends would always ask me like, hey, like what workout should I do, this or that. So then that just gives it right there. Um, and then during this time, like the shelter in place and everything, no one has access to a gym. Literally, like all gyms are closed almost, even like across the country.
Yeah.
I think Oregon, their gyms are open, which I think that's a little weird that just like Oregon is.
Going to
But
Oregon.
yeah, yeah,
Podcast over.
yeah. And my mom, she's up in Oregon right now, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like nothing's really going on with the quarantine over here." So I was like, "That's cool." Like I'm kind of jealous, but like jealous in a way, and then not jealous in a way, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I do miss going like to the gym and going out and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
We
yeah.
all do.
Yeah, exactly. So then I started like making the videos of like home workouts people would do, because I know one easy thing that everyone could start saying is like, oh, I don't know what to do right now,
Yeah.
or I
Which
don't
is
have
kind of
work.
true. Like, how would you go
Yeah,
from living like this whole life is new? So how would
yeah,
you go from like going to work, having access to a gym, to where you get into a comfortable routine? Because even if you go to the gym and you do the same thing every day, even if that's like quote unquote boring, like at
yeah,
least you're moving, at least you're moving weight, at least you're moving your joints. When you're sitting at home, like most people really only know like push-ups and crunches.
100. Yeah, no,
Like
I
what else?
totally.
Like without being a personal trainer, how would you really? And I guess you could just go on YouTube and look at like
Is
home workouts.
Yeah, so like with it, my whole thinking, I think it's breaking up a little bit, but so my whole thinking with like it is like it's really about moving, like you've been saying, but just getting in a little bit of movement every day, that's always gonna be good. And that's actually a little tip I've been giving a lot of people who telling me they're like too busy to work out or they haven't been able to set like a specific time, is like just get a quick like 15-minute workout in, or 5-minute workout, 10-minute workout in, and just do that as consistent as possible. Shoot for 3 times this week. Next time, try to get 4 times, 5 times. And then also, as a lot of people, they start thinking like, oh, so since I don't have a gym now, like everything is different. But the best part is like literally nothing changes. Like, especially with what we've been doing at San Jose Barbell, like a lot of the movements are pretty much the same, if not like just slightly different. The
Give me an
only big
example.
difference, so for example, like we've been doing live classes, and we've been doing like SPT Zoom classes. We've been doing the live classes on our Facebook, and like a lot of the movements we're doing right now are like crawls. We're still doing squats. We're still doing some type of squat. We're still doing some type of pressing movement, push-ups, overhead presses with a backpack, anything like that, bear crawl presses. We're still doing some type of row in a way. We're still doing some type of hinge. So like when it comes to working out and when it comes to like making programs and everything, I'm sure you remember this, since you were a coach and everything at San Jose Barbell. But
Yeah.
like when it comes to making programs, it's really simple on what you need. There's really just 4 big categories, and they're going to be called slightly different depending on like who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But mostly it's like a upper push, an upper pull, a lower push, and a lower pull, which is
Sure.
basically like some type of press, some type of rowing movement, um, some type of hinging movement, like a deadlift, anything like that, and then some type of like squat type movement. And that's the lower push. So if your program has those, like you're gonna be set. And then also just making sure that you're always moving your body with control, especially right now since we don't have weight to like load onto it as much probably.
Yeah.
Like you have like a little bit of weight, you may be able to grab some books here and there, maybe a band if you have access to that, but we really are limited with how much load we could add to it. So adding in like slower speed, a tempo to it, it will just give your muscle the load it needs to change. And that's really what it comes down to when like you're trying to get stronger. Like it doesn't, your muscle has no clue what's going on. Like it doesn't know that you're loading it with dumbbells. It doesn't know that you're loading it with a barbell or with like plates or with weights or with slow speed. Like it has no clue. All it knows is what you're putting it through. So like if you put it through the same load and you're just using your body weight, that muscle is going to grow back bigger.
Yeah. That's cool. So I think
Boom! That's some knowledge
no,
dropped right.
honestly, that was heat for anybody really listening. That was straight heat. And I always try to be the voice of the people. So what he's trying to say is that he talks about the 4 movements. So you have a push, which is like an overhead, could be an overhead press or bench press. That's an overhead push. A lower push is a squat. Um,
Yeah.
what would be a lower pull?
A lower pulls like deadlifts.
Okay.
I like thinking honestly, like it's a lot of the movements that work like all of this is any like hinge type movement. For example, like deadlifts, like I said, Romanian deadlifts, single leg RDLs. I even put single leg hip thrust in that because you're um, any movement like that.
For sure.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So, you know, how can and so my goal is like actionable steps. How can
Yeah.
someone, at the end of this, I definitely want people to follow you because I know you show a lot of these movements, and I think it would be key for them to just be able to follow you and see these type of movements and
My
links
Instagram's
to
at
YouTube
the
and stuff
Josh
like
King,
that.
the underscore
But
Josh.
what's that?
My Instagram's at the underscore Josh King.
For sure, and I'll definitely tag that in the show notes and anywhere I use this content. But how can someone? What's like the first three things? Like for me, if you were, I just told you what my regimen is. So every
Yeah.
day I've been, I go for a walk, but I want to add in some type of movement. What would
Mm-hmm.
you recommend? What were the first three things you would have me do?
No. So first, I would ask you like, what's your goals and why are you trying? Like, why are you trying to get there?
Okay.
And honestly, the only reason why I would do that,
Yeah.
this goes into a lot of like the like just so you would actually do it. Because sure, like I could come up with a plan of like what you need to do and everything, but
Yeah.
if you really don't want to do it or you're not clear on why you're doing it, it's not you're not gonna like do it consistently.
Okay. So I think that's actually a great place to start for anyone listening is
That's a topic of
what
its
are
own.
your goals? Like why are you doing it? So for
Yeah.
me, one reason that I work out is, like today I have to go and work on a project, an investment project. So I get home, I'll get home around 3, 4, 5, and I'll be kind of tired. And instead of taking a nap, if I go for a walk or a workout, it actually gives me energy. And so my
Okay.
second goal is that I do like, once this is over, like it is summertime. So I do like having, bulkier arms. I do like having a stronger chest. I do like for my stomach to be flat, like legs strong for two reasons. I want to look good to my significant other. But the
Yeah.
second reason is like when you work, you use a lot of strength. So I want to
Yeah.
make sure that my strength is in good condition so that if I'm moving something or lifting something, it's not a burden to me. It's easily moved. So
Yeah.
that's really, I want to look nice, but be able to work. And then I like to increase my energy. So those are really my goals when it comes to fitness.
I love that. And like I hear those like quite often. Like of course like everyone wants to look better. Everyone wants to feel better. Everyone wants to get stronger. I love it cuz you even like listed out your reasons that you have.
Yeah.
Um I would ask you like what do you have access to?
So I really I have a backyard. I have,
Okay.
I have
Do you have
space.
like any weights, any bands? Is like do you have
No. So I'm actually thinking of I might order some bands off of Amazon.
yeah.
Maybe you could recommend a good band. I might do some
Oh,
bands,
dude,
do
I
band
got
building,
you. Go
stuff like
on
that.
San Jose Bargo's website.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a whole spot where it will allow you to order like a home gym that you could have, and it lists out like movement or things that you'll need, and things like you could buy, and it gives you a direct link to where to buy it on Amazon.
Okay, cool. I think that me and you might have to drop our own band during the
I'm
pandemic.
down to make some bands.
Yeah, we might have to do some custom
The
bands.
King band.
We'll be the band man. All right, so that's where you can get equipment. But for right now, I don't have, I have like backpacks, I have water bottles.
Honestly, like I would tell you if you want to go out and buy these bands, like dope. If you don't really want to, or you like you're thinking like, oh, like I think this is gonna help me. Like don't feel like you have to have these.
Yeah.
Like this is awesome if you do. If not, no worries.
Okay, so let's go with I don't have it. So what would I do next?
So you don't have how now my last question I would ask you before I would tell you like, okay, this is what would be best, is how much time do you want to work out and how many days?
I definitely want to spend about 30 minutes on the cardio, and then I want to
Okay.
spend about 15 to 30 minutes on the muscle gain.
Dope.
And then
So
yeah, probably about 4 days, 3 to 4 days a week, if maybe
okay,
5, but for sure 3 to 4 days a week.
dope. So yeah, what
He's breaking up just a little bit.
consistent, like, if, like
Start that section over, Josh. You broke up just a little bit. So
if you,
anybody listening, we're on Zoom. So
what I would do.
the connection is a little bit choppy, but go ahead. Go ahead. Start that section over again.
So what I would always just say is like make sure just whatever time you're setting, like make sure you're just able to do it consistent. So if you know for sure you'll be able to do 3 days, like just let's do 3 days. Like if you know for sure we'll be able to do six, let's do six.
Okay.
And if you know you could get 15 minutes, like that's perfect. Like don't feel like you have to set unreasonable number, set that. Like just set what you could do consistently because that's gonna be the easiest way for you to stick to it.
For sure.
And then I know you said stuff about cardio. Do you consider that like your walks, or do you?
Yeah, I
like,
want to try to do at least 3 miles. My goal right now is 5 miles.
So,
And so I want to do 3 to 5 miles before I start working out.
so the easiest plan for you, JD, like all this is money, and you can do everything with just your body weight, literally just at home.
Yeah.
And with it, so first off, another thing that a lot of people have been going away from, but me, Ranbir, all the coaches at Sounds Like Barbell, like we've really been like focusing on is like now is the best time to focus on your nutrition. Which like a lot of your goals, a lot of people goals, especially with like fat loss or anything like that, trying to have more energy, all of these things, it is going to come from eating the right amount of calories. So if like we use this time where you're stuck inside, you can't really go out and eat food, like you can't really have other people bring you a whole bunch of food, like you're more limited to your choices. You could get really good at weighing your food, really good at measuring your food, really good at tracking it accurate. And that's really one, like how you're going to get a better body, how you're going to see changes. Because you could work out literally every single day and there will be no changes to your body. Like you could weigh the same exact if you're still not eating the right amount. So first off, I would say like let's get your nutrition on point this this month. Start weighing your food, start measuring it, start actually tracking your calories. Because if you track your calories accurate for the next 4 weeks and you're eating in a calorie deficit, like you could lose easily. Anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds, I would say.
Say that part again. If you track your calorie deficit, then what?
What's up?
If you track your calorie deficit, then what?
Yeah. If you track your calories deficit or you're in a calorie deficit and you're tracking your food accurate, you could probably lose anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds in this month.
Cool. And if I'm just I don't really care about losing weight. I just want to look healthy.
Well, the only reason why I would bring that up for you is because like if you want to get that summer body, you want to get those like the 6-pack going and everything like that. Like that's how it's gonna mostly happen.
Okay. Shredding down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's first off is get your calories on point this month. The next thing I would say for your movements is keep things as simple as possible. Make sure you have those 4 things. You could do it where you're splitting up days where like one day you're doing some type of push, one day you're doing some type of pull, one day you're doing some type of hinge type movement, and one day you're doing some type of squat movement. You could do it like that, and you could just put in the movements. One option you have is do one set of 100, and you literally just break it up throughout your day as much as you can. If you want to set like certain times where you're working out, you could even do sets of like 5 sets. You could just start with regular push-ups. Once that's easy, then start adding in a slower speed, adding in an eccentric, adding in tempos where you do like 3 seconds down, 1 second pause, 3 seconds back up. Also, another thing I really like, since you mostly only have body weight, and I know you're freaking really strong, JD, because
I know
you're JD. You can do a lot.
You can say it. I'm black, dog.
You could do a lot of single leg movements, single leg, like split squats, things like that. Just because a lot of times for people, if you're doing body weight squats, those get really easy. So I wouldn't have a lot of people do body weight squats, especially if you're doing like 8 to 10 reps. Like you're just not really gonna feel it as much. Especially if you're showing as much control and you've been lifting, it's just going to feel a little easy. So then you could add slower speeds and do more reps.
So that's probably my
You're
fault.
trying to take it to so you're just trying to pretty much take it to the point right before failure.
Okay.
And I would always leave about 2 reps in the tank.
Okay. How many reps in the tank?
2 reps in the tank.
Cool. So what I've kind of taken from this is I don't know why I struggle so much with the nutrition, but I definitely am going to start tracking my nutrition. I'm going to definitely start trying to eat healthier, even just research nutrition. And so how do I find out more about the
Oh,
nutrition
dude.
aspect? What's a great
Honestly,
resource? Where do you like
honestly,
direct
for
people?
you, bro, like, first off, like, I would help you out, JD. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't really cook a lot of your food, right?
Nah.
Like, you mostly eat out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're tracking super easy. And everyone who eats out, like, people always look at it as like, oh, like, that's awful. Like, how you go to McDonald's or like you're going to this place.
Yeah.
But if you're eating out, you actually have a luxury now because there's so many places out there where they literally just give you the calories.
For sure.
Like, so you don't have to do the thinking. You don't have to figure out which entry you use. Like, the
Okay.
calories are right here. So you just make sure you're eating the right amount of calories. Um, that's the easiest way I would say. And start using MyFitnessPal tracking your calories. Just because that's normally like the best app.
And then I'm saying and so I'm just trying to, because my fitness pal, you put in your goals and it kind of says what you can eat and what you can't eat, right? Not
It
what you
tells you
can
how,
eat, but
yeah,
like
it tells you how
your
much
goal
to
calorie
eat.
intake.
Yeah. I wouldn't really, nothing against what they say. I just wouldn't really listen to that at all.
Okay.
Um, if anyone does want to figure out how many calories they need to eat, they could send me a message.
Okay.
Um, and I could tell them straight up, like, free of charge, like, I'll tell you how many calories you need to eat and all. But mostly, like, there's also a billion different like videos on how to figure out your calories, this and that. Like, there's so many. That's also the great thing is there
Okay.
literally so much information out there now. Like, you could look at Jordan Syatt, he has one out. You could look at a whole bunch of other people. They
So
all
I
have.
think, go ahead. I think
Like,
after this, I don't have time, but maybe even like tomorrow, me and you
huh?
should definitely come up with a resource guide on how people can find out about more about home workouts. We'll
Yeah.
put your links in there, we could put my links in there, and links to different nutrition, all these apps. I think we should come out, we should just hop on here, maybe not record it, but just like really brainstorm and come out with a comprehensive guide on on
That's too easy.
all on this stuff. And I think we can actually even use it as like a lead generator so that we could,
Yeah.
use it to collect people's emails and really help them out during this time.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's honestly like what I really want to do. And that's why I've been going so like hard with my workouts
yeah,
is I always like leading from the front.
for sure.
And especially like I know like right now it is a time where there's a lot of uncertainty. Like,
For sure.
no one really knows what's going on. No one really has routines. No one really have habits or anything. So like if they even see like there's nothing wrong with missing workouts or anything, but if my clients or if anyone sees me missing workouts, then it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier for them to miss a workout.
What's the
I feel that.
point? Yeah. So
You
that's
have to
why,
lead
like,
from the front.
I always like leading from the front. Yeah. That's why I also decided to start documenting like my actual journey, everything too.
Yeah, I really like what you're doing. Again, I think that's a lot of information for today.
Yeah.
Be on the
Good
lookout.
job. He
Yeah, that was heat. You definitely got heat. I definitely learned. I think my major takeaway, like if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna start using my fitness pal. I'm gonna start tracking. I'm definitely gonna hop on a call with you and figure out what type of calories I need, which you said is free to
Yeah.
anybody listening to this program. The fourth thing is
Yeah.
I think that I'm just gonna keep it super simple with my workout. 4 days a week, I'm gonna probably focus on just doing 100. So I'll probably do it instead of doing it over the day. I'll just set a timer for 15 minutes and just do as
Yeah.
much as I can, close to 100. So if I'm doing squats, I'll do 100, and I'll kind of watch your videos on how to do good split squats, I'm doing push-ups, I'll try to do 100. If I'm doing some type of pull, I'll try to do 100. And then if once it starts to get easier, I'll slow it down and do, eccentric movements, which is just literally slowing down the movement, holding it, and then slow back down. And I think, go ahead.
Honestly, that's the best thing I would focus on. If you want to take it one more step, I like what you said. And that's actually a program I would give a lot of my clients is they set a timer for 15. They do one movement, they do a second movement, rest as needed, and then basically just try to get as many sets of that.
Yeah, I love that. So I think I'm going to be doing, I like the two things so it doesn't get boring. So that, I definitely had some questions. I definitely got those questions answered. I hope anyone listening got major heat. And then how can they follow you, Josh?
At the Josh King on Instagram.
Cool. I'll tag that wherever that is. And my name is JD, owner and operator of Part of the Culture. You can go to partoftheculture.com, or where I'm most active is on Instagram, and that's just at Part of the Culture, spelled normal. There's no changes. I really want to thank you for coming on here, Josh. I'm gonna hit you up. I'll probably shoot you a text, and let's come up with that resource guide. And then we can even talk. I want to help you. I want to, if you're interested, I definitely want to help you create an ebook. And for anyone that wants to create a book, I do have a course on the subject matter. The link is in my Part of the Culture bio. So.
I'm down to make tracksuits also.
Oh yeah. I actually found some pretty dope ones. So me and Josh, I don't want to do it right now, but when this is all said and done, I think we should definitely do like a tracksuit pop-up. And then,
bro, I'm totally down. I was also thinking we'll make this solar system of tracksuits.
What do you mean?
I cannot explain it yet.
All right, so me and Josh, we're gonna drop the thing, but me and Josh, we are. Do you have a tracksuit on right now?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do. I'll show you. Where you at? Where you at, dog? I keep a tracksuit on, dog. I keep a tracksuit on, bro. So we're gonna drop some hot tracksuits for you, but thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, bro.
Hope that